kids. I'm glad to see you back again. Remember, we've been talking about creativity, and that means making something new. And we know that God is creative because He made the earth and He made us, and we were something new. And God made us in His image, which means that we're creative too. It means that we have imagination, and we have a thing called faith. Faith means that you believe things, that you know they're true, even if you don't always see them right away. And today, our story is about a man named Abram and his wife Sarai, and they had faith. They had to move. Have you ever moved? I know Charlie has, and I know Isaac has. But have you ever had to move to a new house and you had to pack up all your stuff, and it was really kind of hard, even though you knew you were going to a new house and that you would make new friends and maybe have a new school, it was still kind of hard. Well, Abram didn't know where he was going to move. He was praying one day, and God said to him, Abram, I want you to move. You just pack up and go. And he said, but God, where am I going? And God said, I'll tell you when I get there. God said to Abram, leave your country and your people. Leave your father's family. Go to the land I'll show you. And I am going to make you into a great nation. I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing to others. I will bless those who bless you, and I will put a curse on anyone who calls down a curse on you. All nations on the earth will be blessed because of you. So Abram left just as the Lord had told him. Lot went with him. Lot was Abram's nephew. Abram had no children, just his wife. So he took his nephew Lot. And Abram was 75 years old. That's pretty old. I'm almost 75 years old, and I hope I never have to move again. So Abram left just as the Lord had told him. He took his wife Sarai and his nephew Lot. They took all the things they had, all their possessions, all their servants, all their animals. They had sheep and cows. And remember, there were no cars in those days, so they had to walk. They set out for the land of Canaan, and they arrived there. Abram traveled through the land and went as far as the large tree at Moreh. At that time, the people of Canaan were living in the land. The Lord appeared to Abram at Shechem. He said, I'm going to give this land to your children after you. So Abram built an altar. An altar was like a pile of stones that he used to remind himself that God took him there. Then he went on to the hills east of Bethel. He set up his tent there, and he built an altar there, and he worshiped the Lord. Do you think it was hard for Abram to move, not knowing where he was going? I think that took a lot of faith. Faith means that even though Abram had no children, and even though he didn't know where God was taking him, he knew that God would protect him, keep him safe, and bring him to where he wanted to be. So this week, think about faith. And have a great week, and Miss Shauna will be here with a craft soon. Bye.
Hi friends, I'm Samuel. Come wander with me. We're going on a journey of faith together. First, I want to introduce you to Abraham and Sarah, two very important people in our story today. Abraham and Sarah went on a long journey of faith with God. So what is faith? Faith is believing in God's presence and hope. Sometimes that can be really hard, but it's a gift to be with God. Abraham and Sarah's story shows us what it can look like to have faith in God's promises and to go on a journey with God. In this part of the story, Abraham hears God's voice and instructs him to leave all that he knows and go to a different land. Wow, I wonder how he felt. That sounds really scary to me. Last year, our parents told us that we had to move. I was so sad because I was leaving all of my friends. My mom kept reminding me that even though it was hard, I could make new friends where I was going. I decided to trust her. It helped things seem a little less scary. I wonder if Abraham felt kind of like how I did. Even though it might have been hard, Abraham and Sarah trusted God and decided to go. Abraham and Sarah left their home and had faith to go with God. God gave them some direction, but they didn't know exactly what was going to happen. Sometimes we just have to trust God's presence and listen to God's voice. We need to have faith that God is leading us to a place that is good. Abraham and Sarah's faith helped them to believe that God would be with them every step of the way. They had faith that they were going somewhere good, even though they were leaving. Do you know what's really awesome? God is with us every step too. God is with us wherever our journey takes us. Sometimes that's really awesome and fun, and sometimes it's through scary things. In both the good and the hard times, God is there. Now, it's time for you to wonder.
Welcome back to week 5 of Sunday school. So this week we're tracing our hand again. I already traced my hand. But in the middle of our hand this week, we're going to make a self-portrait. Now, you don't have to be an amazing artist to do this. I'm going to be a stick figure myself, so I am going to draw a circle. And since my hair's shorter now, I'm going to give myself a shorter haircut. So, I'll show you guys here just a second. That's my self-portrait. It's not fantastic, but we can pretend it looks like me. So in each one of the fingers this week, we have a question. Right here is our questions for each finger. So the first one is, I want the world to be. What do I want the world to be? I want it to be a peaceful place for all of us. So I'm going to give that a thumbs up and I'm going to put it on my thumb. Just like that. You don't have to write out the question. Just put your answer there. So in my next finger, the question is, God is leading me to. What is God leading me to do? I think God is leading me to teach all of you about Him through Sunday school and art. So I'm going to write that in here. So just like that. So question number 3 is, if I could change one thing about the world, what would it be? That's kind of a hard question. There's a lot of things in this world that could maybe be a little bit better. I think I would like to make sure everybody had enough food to eat. So on the middle finger there, I'm going to put that there would be enough food for all. Just like that. Question number 4. In the future, I want to. Let's see. We could do
maybe a silly fun thing. In the future, I want to go to Hawaii. That's what I would like to do. There we go. And the last question is, I know God is with me because. How do you know God is with you every day? Well, I see it outside in all the life that He has created for us and all the things we have out there, so I know that way. But for me personally, because I'm here and healthy and I'm able to talk to all of you guys. So there is my hand with my self-portrait and my 5 answers to my questions. So take this week and talk to your family, and maybe you guys can all talk about what your answers would be and compare them. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good week.